how magnetic and how attractive you are depends on how you feel about yourself. How you feel about you is projected out to other people. And other people pick up on that and they treat you in accordance to how you see you. I used to know this guy that I used to work with back when I had a 9-to-5 job back in 2017, and he would always date some of the most beautiful women. And it was just a pattern that he had, and these women would just go crazy for him. And I'm not being judgmental or anything, but when I met him, I was really surprised to see that, just based on, I guess, the superficiality of how he looked. But it's an energy game. And I've also known people that may look, and on paper you're like, oh, they look this way, but they have big blocks when it comes to love or when it comes to attraction. You think, what are you talking about, bro? And the reason being is because unless you feel good about you, other people won't feel good about you. I felt blocked for a long time. I had a low sense of self-worth. So for years, I was blocked in the love department because I didn't feel worthy of love. And I just had this self-limiting block. It's a powerful thing. The way and the filter for which we see ourselves is projected out, and we're literally blocking things from coming into our life depending on that. Now, once I changed my own self-esteem and I changed my vibration, that's when everything began to change. That's really the key to understanding attraction as well, and self-worth. How you feel about you, like the version of you that is here now, your reality is equal to what you're putting out. So if you have codependent behaviors, if you're afraid of intimacy, if you have an attachment style where you're really attached to other people and you really care about what they think and you're tied to their validation, then that version of you will change. You literally abandon yourself to then make other people happy, and that's not an attractive energy. But there is a version of you where you are cool, calm, and collected. There's a version of you where it is natural for you to feel love for yourself, feel that self-worth, and it's natural for you to have people that love you back or the people that are attracted to you. These two realities exist right meow. How do I know that? Well, what parallel realities show us that every possible reality we can imagine exists right meow, and all we have to do is choose it. When I was working that 9-to-5 job selling women's shoes, I made a choice that made me this version of me now. I became that version of me by giving myself permission. Now, a lot of this process is realizing that reality and what you experience in your life is 100% vibration based. You are getting a reflection of your vibration. That includes attracting love. For me, what I had to do is I realized that I had codependent behaviors where when I was young, I had the shadow work where I felt tied to wanting people's validation and approval. And I was used to people that were emotionally unavailable in my life, and I would entertain that way longer than necessary. So I would abandon myself because I felt emotionally abandoned as a kid. And what I would do is I would then change my sense of gravity, and I had a low sense of self-worth. So for years I would block love from coming into my life. I'd have this needy type behavior where I'd try to control everything because I really cared what people thought. And what then eventually happened is I went within myself and I did the shadow work, and I became aware that I had this abandonment where I abandoned myself when I was a kid because I was trying to please everybody else. And what I did is I stopped abandoning myself. It was a game changer. Going into the childhood trauma changes everything. And it's not hard, it's easy to do. It just requires knowing the right questions to ask, being curious about your own childhood, and then making a new choice about who you are. Once I realized the abandonment I felt as a kid had nothing to do with me, it was my own parents' stuff they were dealing with, I then separated myself from it, and that's when everything changed because I changed how I felt about myself. It's one of the biggest wounds, by the way, is the abandonment wound, the fear of rejection, or the break in trust from somebody from your past. Now, something that we are doing for 21 days in a row, starting July 1st to the 21st, is we're going through a 21-day process to becoming a more magnetic version of us, to raising our vibration, to really letting go of attachment, letting go of labels, letting go of limiting beliefs, negative self-image, letting go of codependent patterns, letting go of the attachment style that keeps us blocked, letting go of putting people on a pedestal. And when we let this go, we then allow ourselves to wire in a version of us that is higher vibrational, where it is, like I said, it is natural for us to experience love in our life. That worthiness is there. And really, most of this process, by the way, isn't about wiring in and really being like focused on what we're bringing in. It's just letting go of the past. When we let go of the past and we let go of the negative beliefs, we naturally feel confident. We naturally carry ourselves different. We must be the versions of us that are the highest vibrational, and that's how we attract love into our life. So if you want to join, today's one of the last days to join the 21-day Magnetic Love Challenge to get 3 bonuses and lifetime access to it. Click the link below or go to aarondoughty.com/love, L-O-V-E, and you can join. I'm excited for this. This is different than YouTube videos. It's not just videos you get that you watch. There's literally homework at the end of each video, and there's accountability. So you do the homework, you post it in this High Viber Tribe group, which you'll get lifetime access to. You'll literally get to meet your soul family, people from all over the world. And that creates a safe container for us to open up the vulnerability to share, to then heal. And it changes everything. So if you want to join right now, all you got to do is click the link below, join the 21-day Magnetic Love Challenge. What you're doing is, by doing that choice, you're moving from this old version of you, the version that's attached or has these codependent patterns, or maybe what you find is that you attract either feminine men or masculine females, or you want to tap into your own masculine or feminine energy, or whatever also the sexual orientation is. Masculine, feminine energy exists within everybody. But when you heal that, what happens is then you start being this new version of you. I had to really become embodied to wire in this higher vibrational version of me. And for me to attract love, this is exactly what I had to do. I had to become more embodied. I had to let go of the past codependent behaviors. I had to go into the shadow work. And once I did all of this, it completely changed my vibration, and it was natural for other people to love me. It was natural for me to attract emotionally available people. This was a game changer, and that's what we're going to be doing for the 21-day Magnetic Love Challenge, is letting go and wiring in the new higher vibrational version of us. And we do that so that we don't stay attracting the same type of people over and over again, or justifying the same level of blocks or that same level of feeling alone or lonely. That all can change, and it's easy. It's not as hard as you think. Realize attraction is not about looks. It's not about the right manipulative thing that we say. It's none of that stuff. It is simply your vibration, how you think, feel, and act. When you are more in alignment and you've raised your vibe, this is something that comes in naturally. But remember, it is letting go of the neediness, letting go of the abandonment, letting go of the fear of abandonment, the fear of rejection, by realizing that this is all an inner game. You can only reject yourself. You can only abandon yourself. And when you start living by those higher values, it really is a whole new world. My whole entire life has changed since becoming aware of all of these different things. So let me see if I've noticed this in a lot of different, I wrote a couple things down. I've noticed this though in many people's lives in general. You know, there's a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. And this book is about a plastic surgeon who noticed that when people get plastic surgery, they don't actually experience any change in emotion or anything unless they also change their inner self-image. When I learned about this, I was working at Nordstrom's and Women's Shoes. I started to see myself as a top salesperson, and within a couple days, I was consistently a top salesperson at the top of the list for the top sales from the day before. Because before, it was on autopilot. I saw myself as an average employee. I applied this same technique and practice to me becoming a full-time YouTuber, letting go of the old identity and wire in something new. And I've also done that with the old version of me that was not masculine initiated, that really cared what other people thought, that had these codependent patterns, that attracted emotionally unavailable people, that didn't feel worthy of love. I felt like I had so much childhood trauma that it wasn't even worth trying. And honestly, I had these beliefs about like marriage and relationships that are all distorted because I've seen my dad go through 2 different relationships, my mom go through 2 different relationships where it was like really dramatic. So there was blocks that I had, but realize it doesn't have to be like that for you. In those 21 days, what we're going to do is let go of those beliefs, let go of those patterns so that we can actually allow something deep and great in, or go deeper with our current partner or person that we're dating. So with that, this is easy to do once we become aware of the process, once we make the choice. And right now, you can wire in and join the 21-day Magnetic Love Challenge to wire in this new, higher vibrational version of you, rather than just staying in the pattern and the autopilot mind, which feels stuck or which feels like maybe comfortable but not fulfilling. So right now. Hope to see you on the inside of that. Click the link below to join. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like this video. If you want me to make a follow-up video on abandonment and how to release the abandonment wound, and comment below and let me know. Let me know if you're in on the Magnetic Love Challenge too. Read the testimonials to see what's possible from the past 21-day Raise Your Vibration Challenge, and you kind of get a feel for what we're doing. And yeah, other than that, I'm excited to do that. And as always, peace, much love, and namaste.